Hey, what up? It's Tampa Brad, back at you with law number 18 of the 48 Laws of Power. Law number 18 is, do not build fortresses for yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Okay, so what does this law mean? Why? I thought the goal in life was to accumulate a bunch of wealth, build a mansion, hire a bunch of security guards, lock yourself off from everybody, and be safe forever. No, that is not the recipe for safety. That is a recipe for disaster, okay? There's a saying that really encapsulates all this, so I want to start the video off with it. No man is an island. No man is an island. What that means is human beings are not made to be solitary creatures. Although people will tell you like, I'm a one-man wolf pack, I'm a lone ranger, blah, 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 blah. It really is just, that is meaningless. That is not true. That is a fundamental misunderstanding of how humans were made to operate and how we operate at our highest levels and when we're being most effective. Humans are made to operate in groups. The fact that we can socialize effectively and the fact that we form such strong social bonds is evidence that we are social creatures, okay? And if you choose to take advantage of that, your life will be way better than if you isolate yourself. But let's talk about the transgression of the law first. That's how the author expresses these laws and talks about the do's and don'ts. Someone who transgresses the law, okay? So the transgressing the law in this instance would be isolating yourself, closing yourself off from outside influences, just looking inward and not taking on whatever it is, advice, influence from other people around you. What I think of when I think of this law and doing it the wrong way is a musical artist who blows up. They're huge and they just started out, they blow up, they're like massive, they're getting all these accolades, having all the success, and then they close themselves off and because they have to make the second one just perfect. Like the second album has to be even better than the first. I gotta go into my creative cocoon so that I can do it up even better than the first one. So what usually happens with those people? The second album is trash because they didn't go through the same process that they did for the first one. They were being social people, they were getting feedback from a bunch of different sources, and what came together is a beautiful amalgamation of a bunch of people's different input, and that's what created the beauty in their first work of art, and it's devoid of that in the second one. It's hollow, it's like a husk of what the previous one was. The previous one was a husk full of corn, the next one's just a husk. One of the underlying themes in this book is that all the laws of power have to do with having options, and this law is no different. If you decide to hole yourself up in a fortress and not let in any outside influences, what you're doing is you're cutting off options. You can't be like water. There's a super famous, I actually don't know the name, but a Japanese saying of, you need to be like water, grasshopper. And what is water? Water is unstoppable. It's always moving, and unless you put it in a container, it never stops. Even in most containers, it'll find a way out of it. That's how leaks happen. Being like water is always having options, being fluid. If you hole yourself up in a fortress, or from a social perspective, you cut yourself off from social ties and you just are completely insular, it doesn't allow you any options. It doesn't allow you to be, like the jellyfish and really move around as you need to and absorb blows, but move out in another direction if you absorb a blow. So that's really a big principle in martial arts. In life, I would think of it this way. When Willie Nelson was indicted on, I believe it was tax fraud, the IRS said he owed millions and millions of dollars. Basically his ranch was going to be repossessed, and Willie Nelson was just totally, his career and life were just looked like going down the shitter. What happened was all of his friends, all of his networking partners, all the people who he built relationships with over the years came in and said, Willie, we got you, buddy. Don't worry about it. We'll pay your taxes. You're not going to lose your ranch. We'll pay the taxes on it. You're good. Being a person who is not cut off from others, being a networker, being a social being, it allows you to pack on things basically like a bear. I'm actually getting a lot of this from the Aubrey Marcus podcast. There's a podcast where he talks about this. Building relationships is like packing on fat for winter like a bear does. And when you need those relationships, and you hope you never have to tap on them, and you can just always have it be a positive thing and always just give to the other person. But in the event that you need something from someone, you cannot have been a walled fortress your whole life. You have to have been fluid and out networking and out interacting with people. And so to bring this down to a really concise, like actionable video for you, what I want you to do is I want you to meet 5 new people this week. I want you to start the process of building a relationship with 5 new people. And I'm gonna do this myself. I'm in a lot of networking groups and I get the opportunity to meet new people, but I don't always take advantage of actually building a relationship with them. Sometimes I do the bad thing that we're talking about here, and I just relate with the people who I already have a relationship with, and I don't even address the new people in the room who I have the opportunity to build a new relationship with. So this is a challenge both for myself and for you. I want you to meet 5 new people this week. This is a very simple law, and again, to recap it, it's just that if you are not packing on relationships like a bear storing fat for the winter, you're going to wind up screwing yourself over in the long run. Again, no man is an island. No one is expected to do it themselves. As much as we like making songs about how I did it myself and I came up from the gutter, there were people along the way who helped people who rose up to a position of power to do that. And you need to have those people in your life if you're gonna be a person of power, a person who's successful, and a person that really goes places, all right? So if you got value out of this video, I need you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell next to it so that you get notified whenever I'm dropping new vids. There's a lot more coming out. Also follow me on Instagram at TampaBrad. I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this in beautiful downtown Tampa. Thanks for watching. Peace.